So we had the service part now. We said, okay, this is how we would come in. But now let us sit together as a team and see how we could do the learning part. How could we line up the service such that it was pedagogically informed, such that that we could provide a program, a integrated program across the 3 courses that would use the service experience as best it could. I should say that the expectation was that students would be helping. It was a K to 4 after-school program, mentoring program. Students would be helping with homework. Students would be playing basketball, be involved in different kinds of activities, after-school activities, art projects and the like. Take them out to the court and just do whatever happens, even to the extent of dishing out food and helping with the snack and the dinner if they were there at that time at 6 o'clock in the evening. So all of those kinds of big brother kinds of stuff, just be around and help and talk. And that was what we thought we would be able to do. And so we set off in 2009. I'm going to speak about 2009. Okay, that's a little better. 2009 first. We had the 3 courses, okay? And we said, okay, what we're going to start to do is show the movie Wiley Avenue Days. And that's what we did right there. In each of the courses, there was some activity at different points related to the project. Within psychology, which is what I'm teaching, they had to keep a journal of their experiences. And this didn't happen in 2010. In 2009, they had to ask themselves, before they even went into the movie, they had to journal, what were they feeling? What did they know about the hill? It was a very particular kind of sets of instructions. I didn't tell them what yet or why yet, but what was the expectation? What was the hill like? What were the people like? And all of those kinds of things. And that's the journal, one part of it. In thinking and writing, in the weeks thereafter, Thinking and Writing used this movie Wiley Avenue Days, this documentary, which, by the way, I think anyone living in Pittsburgh should have a look at. This documentary, Wiley Avenue Days, what in Thinking and Writing, how is the argument presented? And so there was a sense of trying to cross across the different courses. Interpersonal communication didn't do anything particular. And then a week and a half later, or 2 weeks later, we took the bus to the Y, Center Avenue Y, trekked 40 students and all the faculty down to the bus stop to get the bus, take the bus to Center Avenue Y, which in and of itself was a learning experience. 3/4 of the students had never on a bus, never been on a bus. And the kinds of fantasies and experiences is just beyond me, what they thought would happen on a bus. And again, I asked them to journal, what are your expectations, what are your fears, what will you see, all of those kinds of things. And they didn't quite know yet why, but they did it. And what was it like on the bus, you know? About the same time in Thinking and Writing, people were doing Letter from a Birmingham Jail, and the Thinking and Writing class was doing intended audience analysis. After the bus trip and the orientation at the Y, I'm going a little fast, but I can answer questions afterwards. Interpersonal communication looked at concept connections with respect to the bus, communication on the bus, and concepts that we were using in the big themes and how it played out. And then they started to go. They started to go. Each student went about 4 or 5 times, 5, 6 times during the course of the semester. And again, and hopeful. Start of service at interpersonal communication as well. Concept connections were made. Around the same time here that paper was due, Thinking and Writing screened the movie Crash. You may know the movie Crash. And from that, they did, from Thinking and Writing, visual arguments. How is the argument presented visually? So it was so what you are seeing is both the service learning project as it relates across courses, in kind of like integrative assignments, but also how it relates particularly to a course, how the specific course is using it by virtue of its own concepts and by virtue of its own theory. And then we had the Teenie Harris exhibition or the Hip Hop Forum. Students could go to either. As it happened at that time, at the Carnegie, the Teenie Harris exhibition. Teenie Harris was a well-known photographer in the Hill District, and August Wilson Center had a Hip Hop Forum at that time, and they could choose to go to either one of them, and then write what's called a think paper about it as well. And that was also, I didn't put it on here, but that was also in thinking and writing. And then the end of the year presentations, which was a big, we tried to make it a big to-do. Where they invited the dean and the vice dean and the community partners and all the faculty, and students dress up, and there's food, and there's interpersonal communications people, train them how to do it, how to do PowerPoint, how long to speak, and there's a person with a little board at the back saying you got 5 minutes and 2 minutes, and we have to keep within it. And we try to make it, and people dress up, and it's quite a nice affair. But what is important about it as well is that this thing also spans all 3 courses. So there's a grade that is located in each of the 3 courses forward. And we listen to the same presentation, but with a very different kind of ear. So within psychology, I listen for something. In thinking and writing, maybe listening for something else. I can actually tell you what they were, what it is afterwards, if you are interested. Interpersonal communication, listen for something else. And the students knew this. The students knew they would be assigning a grade, and that the grade would be, there would be a separate grade in each of the courses for the one presentation, to the extent that the presentation integrated, to the extent that the presentation spoke to what we wanted to. So we wanted we wanted there to be theoretical integration. We wanted there to be a learning, and we wanted students to demonstrate that learning that could not have happened but for the service part. But I also, in psychology, obviously wanted to see what happened to them personally and experientially. And so part of my rubric was also some kind of reflective, introspective reflection on the experience. And hopefully Jack and Jennifer will speak to that as we go